Okay, guys, this is take 2 because the garbage man came and ruined everything. So, shook my whole house and it threw me off. So, to start off, I am extremely shy, and this was the hardest thing for me to do this whole semester. So, bear with me. I am gonna read from my paper, so I won't be looking up very often, but I can't remember anything ever, and then I will show you my board. I'm doing good housekeeping versus men's health. Okay, my name is Ivy, and this is my college collage project presentation on gender bias in men's and women's magazines. The Social Construction of Gender by Margaret L. Anderson's. She talks about how gender is assumed for a person even before birth. And this is crazy because, as said in all the readings, gender is socially constructed. It is not the sex of the unborn child they buy pink or blue for. It's the institutionally, socially constructed gender. We learned this from Goffman, Garfinkel, West, Zimmerman, as well as others this semester. You cannot go to a store and not see gender-specific areas all over the place. There are always men's items and women's items. Whole aisles dedicated to gender-specific items. Women's has pink and purple and flowery, and men's has black, blues, greens. Kids are also segregated. Clothes and toys. Boys' toys are trucks and Legos and video games and action figures with huge muscles and unrealistic bodies. Boys' clothes are blue and green and black and lumberjack plaids, Girls' toys are princesses, baby dolls with all the accoutrements, including the poop nowadays, which is insane, disgusting, quite disturbing. Barbies, ponies, kids makeup with kits with jewelry, crowns, and plastic high heels. Girls' clothing is pink, purple, neon colors, pastel colors, floral, lacy, sparkly. And as Margaret L. Anderson said, even the diapers are gender specific. Blue box, blue animals, boys. Pink box, pink flowers, girls. And once I looked up the difference between the two, because my daughter wanted the blue ones with ninjas on them. So I thought, well, there must be some reason she can't have them. The genitalia is different, so there's more padding in one place to catch the urine, or I don't know. I thought there should be some reason, but no, so she got the blue ninjas. Which actually makes me proud. So, let's see. In Feminist Theory, Doing Gender, Candace West and Dawn H. Zimmerman on page 328 say, fundamentally and enduring differences seemingly supported by the division of labor into women's and men's work and an often elaborate differentiation of feminine and masculine attitudes and behaviors are prominent features of social organizations. I think this is a pretty good example of that. This collage is the perfect representation of dichotomy, women's ads and men's ads, and I would go as far as to say the whole magazines focus on dichotomy. Women are women and men are men, and there is no in between. Magazines, aka institutions, focus on perpetuating the socially constructed concept of gender, emphasizing the differences between men and women, and sometimes so dramatically that it becomes comical. Other times it just pisses me off. The worst part of all of this is how it is affecting our youth. Young boys see pictures of built men, six-pack abs in the media. They think and think that it's what they're supposed to be when they grow up. That they should play sports and like boobs and babes and want to bang them in order to be a man. If they don't look this way or like sports or don't feel a certain way or like men, or like women, they like men, then they're ostracized and treated differently. This is called toxic masculinity and can lead to a very dark place when a boy turns into a man, including feeling entitled to become violent with people, especially women. The media also gives boys and men unrealistic expectations of what a woman is supposed to look like. They think all women should look like Victoria's Secret models. Girls grow up seeing models in the media that have been photoshopped and pasted together with 4 different girls to create the perfect woman, and little girls think that this is what they're supposed to look like. In Jean Kilbourne's Killing Us Softly, she states that less than 5% of women have a body like a supermodel. Then we have Kate Moss saying things like, "Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels." Mind you, I was one of the girls who was watching Kate Moss wither away from an eating disorder and cocaine addiction. Also from Jean Kilbourne's video, she talks about how sex sells products and it's everywhere. She also mentions a psychological study that was done. She stated that girls exposed to sexual images at a young age are more prone to grow up with 3 mental health issues: depression, eating disorders, and low self-esteem. Kilbourne said something that I found to hit the nail on the head. She said, "There's sex all over ads, but there's no sex ed taught in school." That resonated with me since I have 3 daughters, and actually her whole video resonated with me. It was very scary. I also found that Goffman's presentation of self seemed to apply to this situation. I believe that people in the magazine ads are cynically performing in their real life. They may not believe in what they're doing, the product they're trying to sell, but it is their job to make us believe that it's their favorite, most favorite product ever invented. Goffman says the cynical performer guides the conviction of his audience only as a means to an end, having no real concern in how the audience actually feels or views them. Cynical performance is used for private gain, self-interest. This would be for money. They do it for money. For the good of others, for others' own good, and for the good of the community. The front is like all the, the equipment and set that they have to work with, and furniture, decor, physical layout, scenery, so that human action can be played out upon. Personal front, how they look, act naturally, that they will bring with them no matter what. So like race, sex, age, size, posture, the way they talk, anything they automatically have with them. And I know that Goffman is specifically referring to real people in daily life interacting. However, these models are actually real people, and this is their job and daily life to perform most cynically, as if they fully believe in whatever is being sold, even if they don't. It is their job. So that's that. And then next up, I will show you guys my poster, but I have to take you off for a second. Okay, here is my board. So I don't know why it's blurry, but this area is the beauty area. So and calming, they're saying, calm down. Don't be so crazy or whatever. And this is hair products, makeup. And then if you notice, every woman, this is the Good Housekeeping side. Every single woman pretty much has a huge smile, like they're laughing, and then there's this woman who was in a dog, something for a dog, food or something, and she is literally fading away into the background. This is the multitasking mom. Doesn't she look so happy? And she matches with her super clean environment. She's also kind of fading away into the background, except for her bright yellow that matches the, you know. Okay, so I was impressed with this, except for the fact that I realized that they're the only normal shaped women in the whole magazine. So then it was kind of like, oh, they're not even real. they're cartoon and drawn. So yay, bye to BMI, but we're not gonna get real models to prove it. So and then there's all this is food, and it's all healthy food. This is the Jolly Green Giant, and it says, "So long, spaghetti. There's a new noodle in town." And then it was said family friendly and exciting. I got a weird vibe from that. Just might have been me, but I got the housewives like Jolly Green Giant vibe. And then the rest of this is either diet food or vegetarian food or chicken. Yeah. So except for the chocolate, there is chocolate, and you know how women love chocolate when they have their period. I don't know why it's the only. It's literally the only candy that was in this whole thing, or dessert. It was chocolate. And then fruit. Down here we have the body products. Get ahead of eczema and show more skin, right? She's got flowers around her. She looks so happy to have eczema. And this woman, she has heartburn. I don't know if you can tell. I cut out the little guy. But she's got some real bad heartburn, so her boyfriend or whoever this hand is shoving a shish kebab in her face. Isn't that? And she just must think it's so funny. It's super funny. And then I notice throughout everything, they're loving a snap and, you know, rush, or those kinds of things. Don't skip. Great skin care shouldn't stop at your face. And hearts everywhere. Hearts. And love. Oh, right down here, I cut out all the loves. And that's just part of them. It's just the ones I found to cut. And then the directions, verbatim, written, it says, just be sure you're using enough and using it correctly. Like, we don't know how to use fabric softener. You put it in the laundry. And then there's another one here. The clean you want without the elbow grease. So we don't want to work hard as women. And then it gives us step-by-step instructions on how to use a sponge, right? Because we need that. And then all these pet food and pet ads, making women feel guilty if they don't feed their pet a certain thing or do a certain thing for the pet. There was even one about domestic abuse, and I didn't include it because it didn't sit right with me. So it was like women don't leave their domestic abuse relationships because of their pet, because they can't take their pet with them. So buy this pet food and it'll help. And it's like, what, really? Okay, so then here's family, women and their family, and yeah, and then let's see. And that's, what else? Yeah, besides all the cleaning products. So women like flowers and hearts and fruit and healthy stuff only. Like, and we smile when we have heartburn and we need quality sleep, but it shows a man. More flowers. Animals. We take care of the animals. We take care of the kids. We take care of everything. And let's see. Here we have the men's. So, of course, we have like Tony Romo. And this one cracked me up. The prison style workout con body. What? Seriously? So basically men are active, really, really active. They like to be out and play sports, and they have life goals, and it's all sports, and more sports. I don't know why this is blurry, but and they're all fit, every single one, not 1%. And then it's like, if you stand back, like the women's side, you can't really see it very well, which is bothering me. The women's side is super bright and colorful. And then, except for like maybe right here where they're outside, it's pretty dark and drab on the men's side. They use greens and reds and blues. But also the biggest difference, okay, that I saw was the facial expressions on the women. So here's our magazine, the women's magazine. Good housekeeping, make your home sparkle, right? And then here's the men's magazine. Okay, this is like completely different. And it's totally degrading the things that are said to these men in these magazines. For women especially, because it says her sex secrets revealed. From who? Like, who's revealing them? She wants it rougher and riskier. Like, for real? Think about silent. Oh, that's this guy. She's afraid to express her needs. Come on. In the dungeon, I learned just how afraid people are to speak up in bed. She fantasizes about other men too. Whip your sex life into shape. Like, this is crazy. I don't understand why my phone is doing that. She'd be into some wild stuff if you were down with it. Girl on girl, 30 red hot sex secrets. She wants to kiss you more. Like, who is she? Like, if it's this is all from one article in the magazine, which it just kind of blew me away. I was like, what is happening? And this is a full body. This is her butt right here. So she's pretty much, I covered up a lot of it. She's very close to naked. And she was too. Her boobs were out. So then men love their protein. I literally found probably like 30 sandwiches in this magazine. It's crazy. And they want their comfy shoes and their cool cars. And it's only a family car. It's only a family car. What? When your family's in it, anyways. Progress is like, it's crazy how different the sides are. And then all the black and white photos, he looks mysterious, and and so does he. And these are both for cologne. And then, yeah, pretty trippy. But I also have some stats, so let me read those. Hold on. Okay, so this is my board. This is featuring all the makeup and things that women are supposed to love. and all the super happy smiling women, the fierce reign supreme women, because this is what wearing lipstick makes you look like and feel like. But these girls, they are all smiles. I just want to know why, what they're laughing about. These ones here are reigning supreme. They didn't want to smile. She's smiling. She has heartburn and she's smiling. And this, whoever this is shoving a shish kebab in her face. So that's fun, right? You just want to eat a shish kebab when you're have heartburn. And then down here we have all the chocolate that women eat, you know. Only a little bit though, only a little bit. This one says a cookie jar in every bite because, you know, a woman shouldn't eat more than one because we know we want to eat the whole cookie jar, but we can't because then we'll be fat, right? Let's see, protein shakes, and I swear there's only like the chicken here. The rest of it is all, I mean, I have nothing against vegetarians or vegans, but there was no meat. This is a Impossible Burger. This was for not real noodles, which also I got a weird vibe from this. So long, spaghetti. There's a new noodle in town, and it's the Jolly Green Giant's just torso, right? That's a little weird. And then break out of your shell, right? That's pretty okay. Let's see. Now that's some good housekeeping. This woman, you can see that she's like, oh yay, all my chores have been done. And this woman, this was for pet food, and she's literally in the background just fading away. She's kind of fading away too, except for all the matching things that match the bottle, you know. That was just cleaning. Down here we have all the skin products. So flowers, hearts, flowers, hearts. Yeah, let's see what else. And then all these pets. Oh, this one. Get ahead of eczema and show more skin, okay? Because we need to show more skin and like have flowers around us. These were kind of disturbing because they really make you feel guilty for not doing certain things for your pet. Like, if you don't get them this food, they're going to have gut health. I mean, they won't have good gut health, and if you don't get pet insurance, you're not a good pet mom, you know. And then there's these things where they literally treat us like we're stupid. So these are directions on how to use a sponge, right? These are directions on how to use fabric softener. It's crazy. And then here's the men who are so strong and stoic and crazy and the opposite of us, you know. We're like, ha ha ha, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna go mountain biking and muttering and play basketball and climb mountains and ski and and I don't even know, there's so much stuff here. Oh, I forgot about the kids and the family part of the women, so that's there. Which wasn't in the men's, really. And then down here, it's only a family car when your family's in it. With the comfy shoes. And we have cologne. And this guy's, he's like, I am so mysterious, and you want to buy this cologne really bad. Same with this guy. You want to buy my cologne. And even this guy here, okay, this was an ad for substance abuse. And they even made him like desirable or whatever. There's a woman here, I accidentally covered her, but she was like, oh, you know, it looked so not like a substance abuse thing. It looks like the opposite. And then there's, you know, how the women are portrayed on the men's side, which is as items or yeah, like Jane Kilborn said, like in a like a toy or something. Even the stuff that's said is disgusting. I mean, she wants it rougher and riskier. And this is all from one ad. So these girls' faces are very different from these ones. You know? So now I guess I'm going to read what I wrote in on my papers. Let's see. Since I did the percentages already, I can just read these. Okay. How do I turn it around? Okay, so I'm gonna do some stats now, some percentages. So I'm gonna go down the women's, and then I'll do, well, I guess we'll go back and forth. So mentions of family, women's 16.67%, men's 10%, body products, women's 13.33%, and men's was the same. Cleaning products was 23.33% for women's and 0% for men's. Food was mentioned 26.66% of the ads. And in the men's, it was 43.33% of the ads. Chocolate was mentioned 13.33% in the women's, and chocolate milk was mentioned in the men's, but I don't know if I should count it because it was also protein. So I said 0%. Medication, 10% women's, 6.67% men's. Latinas were featured in 6.67% of the ads in women's and 0 in men's. Black females, 13.33% in women's, 3.33% in men's. White females, 20% in women's, 6.67% in men's. Asian females, 3.33% in women's, 0% in men's. Latinos in women's, 0%, 10% in men's. Black males, 3.33% in the women's magazine, and 16.67% in the men's. White males, 10% in the women's magazine, and 43.33% in the men's. Asian males was 0% across the board. Females, in general, in the magazine, the women's was 43.44%, and in the men's was 13.33%. And males was 13.33% in the women's and 60% in the men's. So I thought that was kind of crazy that, you know, women are featured, their bodies are featured less in the women's ads, and the men's bodies are featured more in the men's ads. Let's see. Health was mentioned 20% of the time in the ads for women's and 53.33% of the time in men's. Not physically fit. In the women's was 1 person, and in the men's there was no people that were not physically fit. They were all physically fit. Let's see. Care of others or self. Women 70% and men 6.67%. So the ads featuring women caring for themselves or others was almost all of them. and men's almost none. Age 60 in the women's, 10% of the ads had age 60. And 0% of the ads had anyone over the age of 40. So I did that too. So 20 to 40s, women's was 26.66%. Men's was 66.67%. Let's see, mentions multitasking. Women's was 43.33% and men's was 6.67%. Pets was pets was 13.33% in the women's and 3.33% in men's. And the kids, 3.3, actually was higher in the men's. I'm not sure how that happened, but it did. So yeah, that was 3.33% in the women's and 10% in the men's. And then, excuse my shoddy camera work, but this is my board. Let me see if I can turn this around. How do I do it? Come on. I guess I can't. Anyway, maybe I can start a new video. Okay, so with the women, content analysis, my conclusion, since I already read the percentages before, the conclusion was that women have to smell good, look good, eat healthy, and be the picture of perfect health, all while smile plastered on the face, constantly cleaning quickly because we are always in a hurry, but don't use too much elbow grease because we don't have enough energy as it is and we're tired. Thank goodness for all those step-by-step instructions with pictures showing us how to use a magic eraser. Those things are tricky, like they are magic or something. All the while caring for our kids, animals, working from home, homeschooling, hosting parties, because don't forget about that social life. As long as you don't have a rough skin or start to lose your eyesight, you are still considered living life. And at the end of the day, she gets that mini ice cream, s'mores, or that one M&M that tastes like a whole jar of cookies is inside her. That's her reward. You know how women are about their chocolate. Okay? In the men's, my conclusion was, well, I can read. I did a lot of percentages in this. I have concluded that men are very into health and fitness, but always busy with sports, always adventurous, hiking, or on their super cool unfamily family car, in their super cool unfamily family cars that they cannot park in their garages because they're too full of all their manly toys. Men love healthy food, but don't have much time to eat due to all the outdoor adventures they're on, so they like food that's easy to eat on the go. Men love weightlifting and working out, but they love a good protein shake even more. Men just love comfy but stylish shoes and enjoy smelling good. If I were to compare the women's ads to the men's ads, I would say that the men seem to be portrayed as much simpler human beings. So yeah, that's my report.